Hello YouTube, let's play some chess, playing with the black pieces. And this is interesting, I always like to kind of go into Queen's Gambit decline structures. Like if he plays d4 here, it's already transposition. He doesn't, although it can still transpose. So let's just continue, see if he wants to go for something like that. And he goes for a variation with his bishop inside of the pawn chain, which is usually not good. Might even want to consider c5. Yeah, c6 is just really solid. And my bishop is inside the pawn chain as well, so it's just equal, I think. Of course, if he moves his bishop, I have the option to take, making his bishop move twice. And then maybe I even have some tempo moves on that bishop again. Yeah, it goes for an attack on the queen side, but I'm not gonna castle there, so that's not really too worrying for me. So probably bishop d5, sorry, d6. Not scared of c5. I can move my bishop, and that's the nice thing, having played c6, that you have the c7 square for your bishop. If he ever castles queen side, king side, then there's some nice pressure. Castling queen side is probably not what he's gonna do, having pushed these pawns. It looks like he's attacking on the queen side, but I think he's overextending. And again, he can delay castling because he doesn't want to move his bishop twice, but if he delays it for too long, that might get him in trouble. Although he can probably do so for a couple more moves. But I'm not gonna relieve this tension. So eventually he's gonna have to move his bishop. And then I might not even take, depending on the position, what's best there. Or what I think is best, of course. Because those two things might not be the same thing, unfortunately. Okay, so that's also nice on the diagonal, but this is well defended. Knight is very strong there. Also have some plans of going there in the future, maybe. I'm just gonna castle, even though this bishop is quite nice on that diagonal. It doesn't have many more pieces, and if he brings a knight into the attack, that's just premature. I can just kick it out. Same thing for me, by the way, so that doesn't really do anything. It might in the future, but right now doesn't make sense. And now he has moved with bishop, so I can make it move twice. Then this would come with tempo. If knight takes, bishop takes. That might be annoying for him, and I'd be willing to trade that bishop off probably. Although it's my strong bishop as well. So that's a question. Could also consider this now. Because if takes, takes. Well, he's gonna have d4. Also here. He's gonna have d4. Maybe takes and c5 is an idea. Let's take anyway. So c5 if he takes. I think that's helping me. If he doesn't, he can push temporarily. b5, and that looks nice for my bishop, so... Sorry, I said b5, b6, of course. Now my bishop would have a nice diagonal. And if he doesn't do anything, I'm threatening to win a pawn here, at the very least, so... Something he should think about. And the reason c5 is nice is because it also helps to play against d4. Of course, if I take now... Yeah, knight must be better. He does have d4. But I think that's actually alright in this case. Question is what I want to do here. And probably knight e4. Just improving. Also, that's a nice knight to have there. And if he takes, I can just take. And it's difficult for him to get my knight out, although I guess knight d2 does the job. Well, if he goes knight d2 there, maybe I have queen a5 pinning. Okay, that's interesting as well. So queen e5 now. Does that make any sense? Let's say I take. He takes with the bishop. I think queen a5 makes sense. So knight is now pinned. Of course, I'm not threatening to win material in any way. Yeah, he's going for a long think. Which is nice on time at least. I think he can just castle, there's nothing wrong with that. At least, not by the looks of it. Don't really know what he's thinking about. Am I threatening something I'm not realizing? If he castles, like, I can take the knight, he can just take back either way, really. Yeah, so he goes for that. Now my knight is under attack. Yeah, it just makes most sense to take. I think. And then maybe I can swing my queen over. Look if I can attack over there. So yeah, I can trade queens and then have a tempo on the bishop, but at the same time the tempo doesn't do much. So I'm actually gonna swing my queen over. Start applying pressure. The knight is defending now, of course, but it can become dangerous for him. Also, this move might be a thing. I have d5 to e5 to consider, bringing my bishop in the game. Although right now I'm just forking my own pieces, so probably not worth it. Also just simple b6, bishop b7. And then I'm just threatening to take the knight and then go for this. So probably at some point he's gonna play h3, maybe now. Would make a bit of sense. Also thinking of playing this with tempo. So let's see, queen moves, f5 to bring my rook in. Doesn't really look that good. Yeah, this plan still looks nice because that bishop on that diagonal is just a really good bishop. Okay. I'm not scared if he wants to trade. I'm gonna take the knight there probably. And he can't play e4, that would just hang a pawn. Yeah, if he wants to set up a battery here, that's really slow, and also my knight is defending, so... Yeah, threatening to win a pawn here now, and that would be devastating, so he needs to deal with that. He could consider this, maybe. But that's interesting as well. Jet takes. If bishop takes. I can maybe take here. And then it's a mess. This would take with the knight. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. That does just win a pawn. So why not? And this is a bit scary. But it should be fine. And he can try and play an in-between move or something, but probably doesn't do much. And his plan maybe was to go there. Yeah, I kind of missed that. Maybe this is fine actually. Let's see what I can do here. Yeah, not really much to play for here anymore, but we're just gonna try. See what we can do. Probably not much. Maybe I can try something on time here. So let's try that. Just create complications, make him use a lot of time. And probably I'm already winning. Yeah, he's really messing up and he resigns. Okay, this was a weird game. Let's go to the game review. Yeah, that's how you can see. Just play on and sometimes you just win. I wasn't really focused this game. What was happening around me, maybe you noticed. Yeah, c5 wasn't best. Just have a really solid position. The engine says b5 or e5 actually. Yeah, just controlling the center, kicking out his bishop makes sense. I just made it too fancy here. And then here, yeah, this just loses a piece. Could have probably gone for this. Yeah, this would have been fine. And I didn't really calculate this much. And then after this, I realized, oh, he has this move. And here, actually, I have queen g6. Oh, that's nice. But I missed that. Then a lot was going on, so I wasn't even paying too much attention. I'm just losing here. But I'm just playing on, seeing if I can complicate things, noticing he doesn't have a lot of time left. And here I'm already better, apparently, even though I have an extra piece. And here, yeah, he just... What should I have done here? I could have just taken this. I was worried this was checkmate, but my bishop can come back. And the fun thing is that this doesn't even make space for my king, because that's still covered. But here I realized my bishop could come back, so yeah, he just hung his bishop anyway, and then here he hangs his knight as well and resigns. So really messy game, but I did end up winning, and the opening was actually quite interesting, and I hope it was instructive as well. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.